Hi everybody, we're talking radio frequency today. So I'll let you guys start coming on in. We're gonna go over how do you pick a radio frequency device at home. Hello everybody. Hi. Let me see if I can tighten this. It is a no makeup, we're getting goopy kind of day because we're doing radio frequency. And when we do radio frequency, we need a conductive gel. So that's why the hair is slicked back, no makeup, and we are gonna get into it. Hi everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hello. Okay, so without further ado, gosh, I wanna see if I'm always like a couple minutes late to this. I don't know why. There's always something that comes up. Hi. Okay, we're talking radio frequency devices. So this is what we're doing. So when I talk to my doctor friends, I called one of my doctor friends the other day, and I'm not going to call him out, but I called one of my doctor friends the other day, and I was trying to figure out what are we supposed to look for when we're looking for an at-home radio frequency device? Because not all devices are created equally. And there are some devices out there that are a complete waste of money because they're not getting your temperature of your dermis in a therapeutic range, or they potentially could be harmful. And so that's what we're talking about today. So I'm gonna do a full radio frequency treatment while we are chatting. So I'm gonna get this little headband on because I just washed my hair and I don't want to get it all goopy. So these are handmade, by the way, by a company called Taylor. She does these amazing kind of velvet headbands and caftans. So if you're interested in anything like that, I will shoot you her Instagram, and it's all locally made. So I love these when I'm doing treatments like this. Okay, hi everybody. I'm gonna start with just putting a little hyaluronic acid on my face, kind of let this kind of sit here for a little bit. Now, for those of you who have seen me do my microneedling demos, my God, my brain needs to catch up today. You notice that I use this Costa Baja hyaluronic acid when I'm microneedling. But when you're doing radio frequency treatments at home, you're looking at a 25-minute treatment where you have to keep the device continually moving. And for that purpose, hyaluronic acid alone is not very, it's not my first choice. I like to put it on just so I've got a little bit of something that draws moisture in, and then I will go over the top of it with a conductive gel. Now, I've got several conductive gels here. These are just from devices that I have. This is actually from the Tripolar, which I actually really like. So when my Lumo by Even Skin is out of battery, I will oftentimes use this. And sometimes I travel with this one as well because it's just lighter. So you can travel with this a little bit easier, but I have been known to take my Lumo. Okay, so I just put a little bit of hyaluronic acid on. I'm gonna let that kind of sit. I can do my whole face with this, and then I will do a little bit of the conductive gel over the top. Okay, so maybe I should announce the winner while this is kind of soaking in. So the winner from last week is Wonder Woman 6227. You won a full hour worth $249. A full hour of healthy aging coaching. So I will contact you afterwards or shoot me a DM afterwards. And let me see if she ends up joining here. I'll call her out, but I don't see her so far. Okay, so I now have hyaluronic acid. It's just kind of soaking in. I'm gonna let this kind of soak in for a little bit. Hi everybody. So let's just go over the concept first of these kind of devices. There's a ton of them hitting the market now. Ever since COVID, you guys have probably seen a lot of these kind of devices now are everywhere. It's a big thing because during COVID, a lot of people didn't want to go in and get treatments done. And so all of these kind of devices ended up hitting the market big time. And the problem is they're not really regulated by the FDA. They could be FDA cleared, but there are a ton of them that you can buy that are not FDA cleared. And so those are the kinds that we're going to kind of try to go over a little bit today. Hi from India. Wow. What time is it there? Exotic beauty. So interesting. Okay, so radio frequency, basically, it uses, unlike other modalities, so there's microcurrent that we've talked about in my skincare protocol. We've talked about microneedling, peels, red light therapy, but radio frequency is using radio waves. So it's using radio waves. There's a whole bunch of different lengths of radio waves, right? Some of them, like that are on our television, our radio. Some of them we can see, like red light, that's also a radio wave on the spectrum. Near infrared into infrared, we cannot see. But when you go to the longer wavelengths, you're talking about radio frequency. Somebody said, I just love watching your lives, your reels, and learn a lot about my skin. Thank you, Exotic Beauty. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy. Okay, so when we're talking about radio waves, that's what we're talking about. It's actually waves of energy that pass through the skin and get to your dermis. So you've got your epidermis, which is the top layer of skin. You've got the dermis, which is right underneath there. And that is where we are working. Now, for a device to be effective, you want it to deregulate the collagen that's in the dermis. So it goes in there and it kind of tickles around in those cells and those fibroblasts. Then it kind of deregulates the collagen and elastin. The fibroblasts, which are the cells that produce collagen and elastin, then get stimulated and they produce collagen. And when collagen is produced, we're looking at a plumper skin, we're looking at less fine lines and wrinkles, and we're looking at a lifting. So when you're talking about radio frequency, yes, it will improve the overall look of your skin, but what it's really doing is tightening and restructuring that collagen under there. Thank you for teaching us so much about your skin and how you look under. You guys, I'm telling you, this is my this is my jam. This really makes me so happy. So I've gotten away from kind of the this walk is over, small turnout, but okay, sorry. You know what? I did not do the do not disturb. Shoot, I don't know if I can do that while this live is going. Oh no. Hopefully nobody calls me. I think that when somebody calls me, it will end up like not, you won't be able to hear me, but it'll come right back. So somebody just said, is this like Dermawand? My mother has that. You know, there's a lot of Dermawand, if I'm not mistaken, I think that that's microcurrent. And I can't be 100% sure without looking that up. There's a lot of different devices on the market, you guys, a lot of different devices. And so what we want to look for when we're talking about radio frequency devices is you need to have it in that therapeutic range for it to do anything, which is you want your dermis to be heated to a 40 degrees Celsius and really not that much more than a 42 degrees Celsius. That's the sweet spot when we're talking about at-home devices. So if your skin is not getting up to a 40 degrees Celsius, and somebody will have to do the math on that for me and tell me what that is in Fahrenheit. I think it's 106, 104, something like that. But if your skin is not getting to that temperature, you're not stimulating collagen. You're just not doing it. So are there devices on the market that you can buy for $50? Totally. Are they working? Probably not. It's going to be a waste of money. You can't really when you look at the technology of these kind of devices, it's really difficult to do this for 20, 30, 40 bucks. It's just not going to happen. So you really want to look for, when you're reading the literature, now again, people can say anything on a box. But when you're reading the literature about these devices, you want to see that your skin is getting to a temperature between 40 degrees Celsius, no higher really than 42 to be safe. And the reason why I say that is, you know, all of these devices claim they do not promote fat loss. You can do, is the black one, what is the black one? Oh, this is the Polar VX, the Polar VX. So this is a multipolar device that is also radio frequency. So these are just two of the ones that I oftentimes use. This is by far my favorite because it has multiple modalities in here, which I'll get to. I'm just letting my hyaluronic acid kind of soak in. I wanted to get like a good base down first before I start putting on the conductive gel, because you do need a conductive gel. Do you use red and blue light with the radio frequency routine? When you go on some of these devices, like this one, this Lumo by Even Skin has a red light and blue light. So it does have that modality, but honestly, if you guys have gotten my protocol, you know that I take red light therapy super seriously. And I don't think that the red light on this with the 25 minutes of continual motion is really doing the same job as like a red light therapy mask or the red light therapy full body panel that I use. So let me turn this off real quick. So yes, I use those modes in conjunction with the radio frequency, but that's not the only place where I'm getting my red light therapy. So I get my red light therapy. If you guys have not subscribed to this protocol, you have to DM me the word protocol and I will get this to you. You need to sign up for the newsletter. And the easiest way to do that is just go in my linked tree, click on that first thing that says sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get the protocol for free. And you'll also get my ultimate skincare guide for free. So that's just like something I'm giving away. But this tells you exactly what I do every day in terms of my skin. So today is Saturday, which is my radio frequency day. So I do my full face, my neck, and my chest. I sometimes will also take this device downstairs and do my knees while I'm watching TV. When do you do red light mask? Do you put on the product or do it bare skinned? I usually do red light therapy right when I wake up. I have my mask next to my door. Oh my God, my bed. I have my mask, my mask next to my bed. So when I wake up, I've just got all my skincare from the evening that's kind of soaked in, stick the mask on. That's how I like it, because the product isn't doing anything. The red light will pass through the product. So that's not what the thing is with red light therapy. It'll go straight through the product. But if you're putting on product before you're doing a red light therapy mask, you're gonna spend a lot of time cleaning off your mask. So in order to not have to clean it off so much, I put it on first thing in the morning. So I hope that's helpful. So again, if you guys want this protocol so you can see exactly how do I fit in radio frequency, how do I fit in microneedling, how do I fit in red light therapy and microcurrent and chemical peels? How do you do that? Do you do it every morning? Somebody asked. No, my red light therapy it's strategic because I microneedle every Sunday. So if I microneedle every Sunday, hi Lizzie, if I microneedle every Sunday for the next 2 days, I am hitting the red light therapy hard. And I'm also kind of doubling up on my collagen. And the reason is because you've created micro traumas with the microneedling. And so red light therapy will help the healing process. So I'll do a red light therapy mask the next day, and then the following day I do the full panel. And then I'm back on the red light therapy mask on Thursday. I do radio frequency on Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I do microcurrent on Friday. So there's a method to this madness. I mean, it makes complete sense, and your skincare changes accordingly. So you wouldn't microneedle and then the next day put on a vitamin C serum that's going to sting your face. So on the protocol, I have exactly what you do the next day. You're not doing your nightly retinoids. It's a very strategic way. And I've been doing this for a long time and trying to fit in all of these devices, and voila, it's for free. So all you have to do is sign up for the newsletter. So afterwards you can do that. But I didn't see the winner yet from last week, but Wonder Woman 6227, you've won a full hour of a one-on-one session through Zoom. We can microneedle, we can do whatever you want, but that's a $249 value. So congratulations. Up for grabs today is this glycolic glow treatment. Okay, somebody said, how do you get the guide? Once you get off here, you can either DM me the word protocol, or you can click the button in my linked tree, subscribe to the newsletter, you'll get it automatically. Okay, if you're already a subscriber to the newsletter, please DM me and say, I've subscribed, I still need the protocol. and then I can just send you the protocol automatically. But I really do want you guys to sign up for the newsletter, because I only email you once a week, and it's kind of a summary of the lives with clickable links, and so you guys aren't having to frantically take notes during these lives. Okay, where do I buy your RF device? On my linked tree. Again, you can DM me the word RF and I'll send you my favorites, my links to my favorites. But on my linked tree in my on my profile, you will see that if you click on that, there's a Darnell's favorites that gives you all of that. But to be in the drawing for this week, so every week I try to do a drawing, just because I get sent so much stuff, and I've gotten away from the affiliate marketing, trying to make money from people buying it, and instead ask for extra product so that I can let you guys try it as well. Because if I love it, I figure you guys would like trying new stuff too, for free. It does cost me to mail this stuff to you. So I'm trying now, I've learned my lesson, to mail lighter products. So, okay. So up for grabs this week is a glycolic glow treatment. It's a 4% glycolic acid with glycerin, squalane, hyaluronic acid. So whoever wins this, I will put it in the mail to you. But in order to be in the drawing, you need to invite your 3 people. So it's the little send button down there. Hit that send button, invite your 3 people. Once I post this to my main feed, then you tag 3 people and comment. And then that increases your chances of winning. Okay, so I'm going to now start with doing a conductive gel. Now with radio frequency, you need a conductive gel. Does a hyaluronic acid or a water-based serum work as a conductive gel? It does. So does just a mineral water. But because you are moving this on your face and you have to keep it moving for a long time, I use the hyaluronic acid more when I'm doing a quick microcurrent or when I'm doing microneedling. But when it comes to radio frequency, I like to put on the hyaluronic acid first, and then I like to follow up with a conductive gel. So I'm going to use the one that came with the tripolar. I'm going to use this one. I think this one is organic and it's blah, 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 but I want to just try this and see. So these little silicone things, I love these when you're working with chemical peels, when you're working with conductive gels for these kind of things, because you're not wasting product, and you can really use these kind of silicone spatulas to get the conductive gel on evenly. So these are in my Amazon store for anybody who's wondering, like, where do I get that? It's in my Amazon store. So that's also on my linked tree. You'll see like the little icon. Ooh, this is thick. I've never used this one before, but okay. Now I want to talk about fat loss, facial fat loss, and radio frequency, because the manufacturers, whoa, that's nice. The manufacturers claim that radio frequency at home does not cause fat loss. You can actually do the settings in office. You can do the settings in office that will cause fat loss. So if you want to go into a med spa or a plastic surgeon, dermatologist office, and they're going to do radio frequency on you, they have settings where if you want to get rid of the fat underneath your chin, you can do a radio frequency underneath your chin with the microneedling, like the Morpheus 8, like the Secrets RF by Cutera, and those will melt fat. So do we run a risk of melting fat when we're doing radio frequency at home? They all say no, and I am still leery of that, because you have to. So I'm gonna turn this on now and just start doing this while, whoa. Okay, so I have this kind of on the highest setting, but you'll notice that when I do my treatment, I'm gonna stay on this side first, I don't go right over this fat pad, because when we age, we lose fat in our face. That's just something naturally that happens. And so my concern is that if you're getting a product that's not FDA cleared and you're not continually moving that product, if I just were to sit this right on my fat pad thinking, oh, I want to feel it warm up. I'm not touching my fat pad, by the way. I just want to be sure you guys know that. But if you were to just put this on here and wait for it to get super hot and move it around and wait for it to get super hot, could it disrupt the fat? My opinion is yes. And the reason is because your fat cells are fragile. I know for those of us that try to get rid of fat, we think, oh my God, it's so stubborn. But the membrane around a fat cell is actually very fragile. So you don't need to zap the whole fat cell, but if you damage the wall, either from freezing it, that's cool sculpting, or by heating it, that's sculpture, right? The devices that go in for fat loss, all they're doing is damaging a little bit of that membrane, and then over time that fat cell dies. So are our fat cells fragile? Believe it or not, they really are. It doesn't take a ton of heat or freezing to really damage them and then have them empty. So I protect my fat pads with everything that I have. So I just need to keep this device moving. And this device keeps a constant of 40 degrees Celsius. So I know that I'm not wasting my money with this. I want to keep away from here, and I want to keep away from my temples. You lose fat in your temples and you lose fat in your cheeks as you age. So I like to use this device just around that area. And I will briefly go over that area, but I'll really kind of stay away from it and kind of focus on chiseling out underneath that fat. So when you're looking for a device, you're looking for a device that heats the dermis to at least 40 degrees Celsius. If it's not heating the dermis to 40 degrees Celsius, throw that thing in the garbage. It is doing nothing. You got ripped off. You really did. Because there's no collagen stimulation unless you're getting the dermis to a 40 degrees Celsius. And you really don't want to go over 42. Now, if you're in office, when they put the probe in you, the internal probe, I think, can get to 67 degrees Celsius. So that's way hotter. That heats up the dermis much hotter than what an at-home device is doing that's only going from the outside. So when you're doing a microneedling or you're doing like a Morpheus 8 or the Secrets by Cutera, those combined microneedling with RF. And I have a video coming out where I did my stomach. Oh, I shouldn't have worn a bodysuit. I would have shown you guys the stomach. But I started a live on that in office. When was that? A month ago? And so I do have that footage that I'm going to be putting out that shows you the difference between an in-office RF that usually combines it with microneedling, because you'll go through the dermis. And then when you're at that level of where the collagen is stimulated, it shoots out the RF. So you're going to get a way better treatment in office than you will at home. But here's the thing. It's freaking expensive. It's really expensive to have radio frequency done in office. I mean, it depends on where you live, but it can range anywhere from $1,500 a treatment, well, $850 to $1,500 a treatment. In Beverly Hills, it's even more expensive than that. So it really kind of depends on where you live and what the overhead is for the people doing it. Because remember, people tend to charge a little bit more if their rent for their med spa or their doctor's office is higher. So you're going to pay more if you're getting something done in Beverly Hills than if you're getting something done in like Fresno, California, right? So it just really depends on where you are. But that being said, not a lot of people can afford going to in-office treatments when it takes multiple treatments to really make a difference. So my theory is, and there's actually some literature on this, believe it or not, that says if you're doing radio frequency at home and you're getting within that therapeutic level, right, which is 40 degrees Celsius to no more than 42 degrees Celsius, if you're getting in that therapeutic level, if you're doing it consistently at home, with a protocol. If you're doing it consistently at home, you could match, if not exceed, the expectations of the results for when you're doing an in-office treatment. Now, nothing is going to take the place of that. And if you've got money to burn, by all means, have multiple treatments in office. You won't get a better treatment than that. But my thought is not a lot of people can afford that. And if you can do a consistent treatment at home, and you really have to be consistent about it, which is why I came up with this protocol. If you're over the age of 50, you can do radiofrequency at home twice a week, which is why I do on non-consecutive days. You'll see my face might start getting a little bit pink, but it's just because I'm rubbing the heck out of it. But on non-consecutive days, so I do radiofrequency on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and that's because it goes well with the other kind of gadgets that I'm doing, and it all makes sense to me. Again, if you want this protocol, you can either sign up for the newsletter, which is in my linked tree on my profile, or you can just DM me the word protocol, okay? And then I'll just send this to you. Hi, everybody that joined. You guys, thank you so much. Remember, if you want to be in the drawing for this is the FIG-1 glycolic glow treatment, 4% glycolic acid. You invite your 3 people here. So it's that little send button down there. You just click that, click on 3 of your friends. And then when I post this to my main feed, you tag 3 more people. And then the more you comment, the more chances that you have of winning that. The winner from last week, which is a full hour session, we can talk about microcurrent, radio frequency. We can do a microcurrent treatment. We can also do microneedling. There's a lot of stuff we can talk diet. There's a lot of stuff that we can talk about. But that winner was Wonder Woman 6227. So congratulations, and I'll contact you and we'll set up that Zoom. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I am gonna get you guys the before and afters because I did do, usually around my birthday, I'll do something special that's in office. So I did do the Secrets by Cutera, which is a combination of microneedling and radiofrequency. I did that on my abdomen because I did grow 3 human beings inside this little stomach. So, at the age of 55, the skin elasticity is just not the way that it used to be. How much is that device if I ordered it? I can get you a discount link, but I believe that this is $5.99, this one. But it is, I think, on sale now, and I can get you a discount link. I don't have that exact number, but listen, this is about the same price. This is about a $600 machine. You can get the one that doesn't have this has microcurrent. You can get the one that doesn't have microcurrent on this, and it's like $399. So, but this is my favorite. This is just the weight. It's just a heftier machine. It's got a lot of other things besides RF. It has an ion, so you can actually, which I really don't even use it, but it has the metal ring, and you put a cotton pad on here with a toner, and it sucks out everything from your pores. So it really gets cleans out your pores. That's one of the modalities. The other one is an E&I and photon. So this is really getting you all of them have RF, by the way, except for the cooling. But the one that I really love is the EMS plus photon. So this is red and blue light and radio frequency and electromuscle stimulation, which is like microcurrent, because microcurrent works on the muscle. So this is by far my favorite device. But again, if this one's out of battery, we'll grab a different one. So if you're over the age of 50, 55 here, you want to make sure that you're doing this machine no more than twice a week. That's why I have it on my protocol only as twice a week. If you're 40 or under, let's say 25 to 40, I wouldn't really use this on anybody under the age of 25 because your collagen's still great, but we start losing collagen in our 20s at about 1 to 3% a year. Then when we hit menopause, falls off the cliff, which mine's fallen off the cliff. And we use these kind of devices to trick our bodies and trick our skin into behaving like it was when it was younger. So that's why we want that collagen to be degraded a little bit. It has to reach a temperature of 40 degrees Celsius in order to do that. If your current device, go back in your literature, go back on your, the instruction manuals that come with your device, find out how hot. I'm not saying throw your device away, Find out how hot it makes your skin. To what temperature does it heat up your dermis? If it's not heating your dermis up to 40 degrees Celsius, you're wasting your money. You've wasted your money, but you're also wasting your time. What about in your 40s? In your 40s, once a week with radio frequency. And the reason is, this is why I'm so leery of so many devices on the market today. If a radio frequency device is telling you to use it daily, I'm sorry, but that device is not doing its job. And the reason is because you don't want to overdo it. You can overdo radio frequency. If that collagen in the dermis is deregulated, it's like, you kind of have to destroy things in order to be stronger. That works that is like literally across the board with health. But there are things in times of deprivation or in times of like your body's struggling, like, oh, this collagen just got disrupted. Then those fibroblasts make more collagen and elastin. Well, if your collagen is not it's not completely healed yet, you don't want to go back over the top of it with radio frequency. Do you guys understand that? That makes no sense. Your body needs time to heal, which is why if you're under 40, once a week, you could probably start out twice a week and then once a week, no more than once a week. Let your body do what it's made to do. We're designed to do this. Collagen gets destroyed, fibroblasts make collagen, make elastin, skin tightens up. But you need time. If it's not there yet, if you've destroyed some collagen and then you're going right back over the top of this, you could cause more harm than good. Does that make sense to everybody? You could cause more harm than good. So if you are looking at a device and they are saying use daily, to me, what that means is they're not doing the job in the first place. Because if they were, they would understand that by doing it daily, you're actually causing more harm than good. So to me, it means like they're not getting up to that therapeutic level. They're not getting up to the 40 degrees Celsius with a cap of like 42, 43. They're not getting up there. Can you microneedle with it? I microneedle every Sunday, you guys. In fact, this is good. In fact, I'm going to do a demo tomorrow on live. I'm going to microneedle my knees because I put that one off for a little bit because I went on that Cabo trip. And then I came back and the sun tanner that I had used, it was actually like a body makeup that I had used. I used a self tanner, which was fine, but I used a body makeup over that and it caused a complete rash on my legs. So that one wasn't great. And so I put off the microneedling of my knees, but tomorrow at 11, I'm going to do a full demo of microneedling my knees. And then that live demo will actually be posted for my subscribers. So if you haven't yet joined the Live Young Instagram club, I urge you to do that. If you have a pressing question and I can't get to it because my DMs are just, there's the amount of questions that I get in a day, it's overwhelming at times. And if it cuts into me doing one-on-one consultations with people, or it cuts into me really learning and trying to understand something, because if you're a health coach or you're in this industry, you can never stop learning. And so I never stop learning. So if it cuts into that, or it cuts into my one-on-one clients, there are times when I just can't do it. So if you join the Instagram club, and no pressure by anybody, but if you have a huge question, you're like, I really need this answer, and you can't get to me, you join the club for $4.99. You ask the question, at the end of the month, you get out of it. If you don't feel like you're getting enough out of that, it's $4.99 for me to answer a pressing question. And I answer unlimited questions in the Instagram club. So I open up a chat and you guys can ask me whatever you want. So tomorrow when I do the Instagram live at 11, same time, I'm going to demo a full treatment on my knees with the Dr. Pen M8. And then after that, I will post that in the subscribers. So on my Saturday lives, it gets posted to my feed. That's where you get to win prizes. And on my Sunday live, you'll still get to see the live, but it'll get posted to my Live Young Instagram club those subscribers, and then they can go back and like really look at like, what was the needle depth that I used? What was the speed that I used on that? It's kind of like my demos for things. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. You don't wanna use this device. You don't wanna use any RF really more than 25 minutes. So full face, 25 minutes. And on this particular machine, it shuts off on each modality. So I'm not going to do the ion, but I don't want to do the eon eye either. I am going to do a little bit of the EMS plus photon. I have a little bit of a, little breakout here for some reason. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on, and this is the electric muscle stimulation. So you could, if I turn this up, you would see, oh, it's going to be scary. Yeah, see? I don't want to leave it on this place too long. But you can kind of see the twitching, right? So that is stimulating the muscle. And remember, muscle supports the skin. So all of that's important. So this is radio frequency with the blue light, with the red light, with muscle stimulation. So in total, the total amount of radio frequency that you want is not more than 25 minutes. And again, if you're over 50, you can do this twice a week. If you're 40 or under, or in your 40s or under, once a week. And I would say you can start out with twice a week just for the first couple weeks, but then really no more than once a week. And that's on this protocol. So somebody who asked me about the microneedling, I microneedle every Sunday. And so when you look at the protocol, again, just DM me protocol or sign up for the newsletter and you'll get it. But in that kind of situation with the microneedling, you can do radio frequency on a Saturday and then microneedle on a Sunday. So every 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, I'm microneedling my face. And it's fine if I'm doing radio frequency the day before because it's not ablative. So you're not seeing a breakage of my skin. It's going through the skin and heating that dermis up to at least 40 degrees Celsius, which is kind of tickling that collagen area and degrading it a little bit, which stimulates the fibroblast cells to produce more collagen and elastin. That's why you need to heal afterwards, right? That's why I'm leery of things like the NUA or the Nebulift. Those are great devices. If you have them, they're great. They're great devices, but some of them are saying that you can use them, 4 or 5 days a week. That to me means that they're not very strong. This manufacturer, this is the Lumo by Even Skin. No more. If you're over 50, it's a strong, advice that you do not use this more than twice a week and no more than 25 minutes at a time with the combination of the radio frequency modality. You don't really want to get this over your lips, but I do tuck my lip under and go right up here. I do get right by my nose, but you'll notice I'm staying away from this fat pad. Manufacturer says it does not melt fat. Great. If you want to risk that, then go over your fat pads. I personally protect my fat pads with everything that I have. So your fat pads that you lose when you age are in your temples. You'll get a hollowing of the temples and in your cheeks. So I personally stay away from that because I did have an in-office procedure of Ulthera. Was it Ulthera? No, it was Thermage that melted a fat pad in my face. So even though when you do radio frequency in office, you're still at the mercy of whoever is, wielding that radio frequency wand. And I had a fat pad melt in my face where I had to go get fat transfer back into that area. It was early on when the settings were too high. And, there's good and bad about being the first in line to say, like, I want to try something new. The good is you get to be on the cutting edge of like all the stuff that's coming out so I can share it with you. The bad is they might not, have the settings correct and you're the guinea pig. And so in some cases like that, that's what happened. So I really now with everything I have, I stay away from it. And when you're talking about skin tightening, do you need it right here? Do you need it right here? I mean, you can go on your brow bone here, right? That'll lift the eye a little bit. I don't think you need it out here. I don't think you need it right here. You can go and chisel right underneath there. And I'll even go like that, right up to it. You can see the twitching. No, that's pretty. Just giving you guys. Okay, let me see if there's any questions, and then I'm going to move down to my neck. My hands are full of this stuff. Have you tried other RF devices? Maybe I missed it. Why do you love this one? I love this one because I know I'm not getting ripped off, because it is in that therapeutic range of 40 degrees Celsius. Now this blasts it first for the first few seconds at a higher temperature, but not enough to where it would damage anything. And it keeps a constant at 40 degrees Celsius. So I love that. This does not hurt, Lisa. It doesn't hurt, but if you have enough conductive gel on. So the mistake that a lot of people make with this device, especially in the EMS mode, which is the muscle stimulation, if I were to only use a Costa Baja hyaluronic acid and not a true thick conductive gel, I would not be able to do this EMS mode in the highest mode. I could only go to like a 1 or 2 because it's just not enough cushion and for that to not be painful. So when I do the EMS mode, if I have a hyaluronic acid on, I'm at a 1 or 2. But if I'm at, if I've got a thick hyaluronic acid on, this is at the highest level and it's not painful. You feel like the little but it's when you don't have enough conductive gel that you're like, this is not good. Now, underneath my chin here, this is where a lot of people would want to make sure that I thought EMS is only on lower area jawline. Is that right? I use EMS everywhere. I'll do it a little bit up here to kind of lift this brow a little bit. My brows are very, very, I'm bright-eyed. So I don't need it a lot there, but I do go over this a little bit. But it's mostly on the lower because I don't go over my cheeks. And it's not too much damage when your body is repairing collagen from microneedling. No, because microneedling is from the exterior. Microneedling does not get down to the point where it's deregulating the collagen, okay? It's stimulating collagen to come up to the surface, but it's not going through the skin at a deep enough level to mess with that collagen and destructure it, right? Microneedling doesn't do that. Microneedling is surface. It goes at the most. Does it come with the gel before you put it on? Yeah, it does. All of them come with gels. I have a collection of all these different gels from different machines. But I just want to explain this one part, okay? Because this is kind of important. The reason why I did the protocol like this is because this is for the safety of your skin, right? So when I microneedle on Sunday, I make sure I'm doing red light therapy for 2 days after because that's going to increase my healing. But when I'm doing radio frequency on a Saturday, that is going to a level of where the collagen production is. When you're microneedling at home, you're not going that deep. I maybe go a 1.5 millimeter at the deepest. My deepest level is a 1.5 millimeter. That's not going into that same area where it's dysregulated. You're calling on those same fibroblasts to increase the amount of collagen. So could it be potentially helping for you to heal from the radio frequency? That's my theory. That's my theory, right? Because you're stimulating collagen, but from a more exterior position. You've already dysregulated it on the dermis level, and so you have to restructure that, and now you're hitting it on the outside. There's a lot of method to this madness, you guys, a lot of method. So I did this in such a way that you don't get hurt because I have been hurt before. And so when you just think about the science of how skin works and how collagen production works, this protocol makes sense. It makes sense to me because when I'm doing damage, exterior damage, I'm doing red light therapy, right? And then I'm hitting it with radio frequency. By now, my skin, the exterior of my skin has already, plus, you guys, I cannot stress this enough. And by the way, there's a sale on this. I think it goes today only. If you buy two collagens from Modere, and I can send you the link, just send me the word collagen. If you buy 2 collagens from Modere, there's a sale for 15% off and free shipping, or I think that's what it is. But you can DM me that and I'll send you that. It's also in my favorites in my link tree. If you click on that, join the mailing list, and then you'll see my favorite products. This one's in there, the collagen's in there. When you are messing with something, when you are degrading your collagen, when you are degrading your collagen is from radio frequency. When you are causing microtraumas in the surface of your skin, that's microneedling. It's basically you're calling on that collagen to be produced by those fibroblasts. So you want to make sure that you have the precursors in your body. Now, it doesn't work like you think. You can't drink collagen and then all of a sudden the collagen stays in that same molecular form and goes to your skin. It doesn't work like that. You digest it just like anything. Just like when you eat protein, it doesn't necessarily make muscle. Extra protein gets stored as fat, just like excess of anything. So when you're doing something that is calling on your body to stimulate collagen, to trick it into behaving like it did when it was in its 20s by producing that collagen, you want to make sure that you've got the precursors in your body. So I double up on my collagen during microneedling. I double up on my collagen during radio frequency. And then the red light therapy is healing, right? And the microcurrent it's not really doing it's not degrading the collagen. Yes, it stimulates collagen, but not in the same fashion that radio frequency is, and not in the same way that microneedling is. Hi from Brazil. Oh, somebody said, I thought twitching depletes ATP. No, it's muscle stimulation. It's muscle stimulation. So it's like a workout for your face. It's a workout for your face. All of that stuff, especially, if you're somebody that uses Botox, you want to make sure that you're not atrophying those muscles, right? So muscle stimulation, it's still stimulating collagen. It's still doing something, but that laxity of the skin, remember our skin's attached to our muscle. It's all attached. It's all attached. It's not independent. So if your muscles get lifted from the EMS, your skin goes along for the ride. Your skin goes along for the ride. So when you combined radio frequency, which degrades that collagen and stimulates those fibroblasts to create that extra collagen, and you're doing a muscle workout for your skin, all of that is lifting and tightening. That's why I love this machine. This machine also has muscle stimulation that you do along the jaw. This one does too, which is why it's my second favorite. But this one I love. I love this machine. Okay. Is there any more questions? I want to move on to my neck. What time is it? Oh my God, I only have 5 minutes. I don't know how. The time just flies. I talk for an hour. So what I was saying about the collagen real quick is that if you're going to do this, you want to make sure you have the precursor. So you can DM me the word collagen and I'll get you those links. I want to do my chest too. You can do your neck and your décolletage. Now, because it's radio frequency day, somebody just said, could you use it on your arms? Yes. Hello. I tend to because I don't want to sit here in front of the mirror, and I need the mirror to do this, but this machine then travels with me downstairs with my little thing. And while I'm chilling out for the rest of the day or whatever I'm doing, I'll either do the back of my arms, I will do my abdomen, I will do my knees, the same places that I do microneedling. Right? I love your content. You're so beautiful. Oh my God. I wish I wouldn't have read that out loud. Do you have any advice for someone who's starting on their 30s and wants to start taking care of the skin? I mean, for aging. You're at the perfect age. You're never too young to think about growing old. You're never too young. The younger you start, the better chance you have of tricking your body, that optimal health. If you think that you cannot see health through somebody's skin, I beg to differ. Because it's not just what you're doing to your skin. We do this stuff on the outside, you guys. But somebody asked me, what's the best thing you could possibly do for your skin? Change your diet. Drink water. Change your diet. Sleep. de-stress, don't drink alcohol. There's so many things that drink collagen. There's so many things that go in to optimal health that shine through your skin. But because our skin is our largest organ, it is our outward facing organ. It is the organ that the world sees. A lot of our self-esteem is held in that, right? If you got a big old pimple on your face, or you just don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, you know that, oh, this is not my optimal skin, changes what you do for that day. It does. Just like when you are, not feeling that you're at your fittest, you've taken too much time off of the gym, you've, eating like crap. If you don't feel good, if those jeans aren't sliding on the way that they used to, you have a better chance of plopping your ass down in front of Netflix and with a bag of Cheetos, right? But if you're feeling great about yourself, not compared to your neighbor, not compared to, your friends or anybody like, the Kardashians, but for you, if you know you're putting your best skin forward. Did I get Botox? Hello, I'm 55. Yeah. Come on, you guys. Botox is preventative. I have no problem doing Botox. I do Botox in my neck because I've got these kind of bands. But back to what I was saying, you really do, it really does change what you do with that day. So how much is a radio frequency device now? I'm in my 30s and thinking about getting a device. It really depends on the device. You can get the rose one of this one. It's like $3.99. I think there's actually a sale for half price at like the skin store or something on this one. This is my favorite though. This is the Lumo by Even Skin. And this one runs, I think, $5.99, but with my discount, I think it's like close to $5, and there might even be a sale. You guys can just, if you DM me the word radio frequency, then I'll get you the best code that I can get you for this device. Let me call the manufacturer actually, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else. Still have like a couple minutes, but hi everybody. How can you microneedle under the eye? Can you damage it? I microneedle under my eyes, you guys. I did it's on my TikTok. It's like pinned to my TikTok, a video that I did where microneedling I have found is the best trick, one of the best tricks to getting rid of the crow's feet and also the crepey eyelid, because you can microneedle on that occipital bone. As long as you're staying on that occipital bone and you've practiced enough, then yeah. Love your glowing skin is your current routine with this device that helps you to reduce dark circles and puffiness. They also make an eye thing. This is the Venus, same company. You can also buy this in a bundle, but I love this because, let me stop doing this for a second. This also heats the skin, but I love this because it has a sonic vibration, and you can put it right up on your occipital bone, and it also helps all of your eye creams soak in more. So it has ion import. So this is a really good device as well. But I do, my ultimate first line of defense for the crow's feet and for crepey eyelids is microneedling. For how long? You don't want to do this radio frequency for more than 25 minutes at a time. So it's an automatic shut off for each modality. So I know I did not do longer than 25 minutes on my face. I will not do 25 minutes on my neck and décolletage. You want to stay away from your thyroid. So some of the risks of these kind of devices are, if you have a device that's not FDA cleared, you have no idea how hot it's getting, you could potentially burn your skin. You'll notice that I've never let this device stay in one spot. You continually move it, because if I were to leave it in one spot, I would feel it heating up, and that is not what you want. You do not want the risk of burning your skin, or the potential, even though they say it's not a potential. Again, I err on the side of being cautious with fat. You could err on the side of, you could potentially, again, this company's not saying that, but you could potentially disrupt fat, which we need our fat in our face as we grow older, okay? Fat is our friend, you guys. So I protect my fat pads and my temples at all cost. I don't really do a lot of treatments over there. I will do microneedling because I know for a fact it's not going to heat up the area. And remember, our fat is very fragile. The membrane of the fat is fragile. You look beautiful without makeup. Oh my God, thank you. Thanks so much. This right here, you guys, if you get this machine, I've noticed the biggest difference in the jawline, in just the definition of the jawline. By going above here and then right underneath, I've noticed a big difference in how sharp my jaw looks. Okay, let's see, is there anything else? If you guys are going to be in the drawing, make sure that it's for this. Make sure that you tag your 3 people, not tag, but you could invite them with that little arrow. That's actually the best thing. And then when I post this to my feed, make sure that you tag your 3 people as well. Oh my gosh, this feels so nice. Are you doing breast lift operator? Not sure what that means. You don't want to go over your breast tissue though. So I wouldn't do this right on my breasts, but on your sternum here, you can go on your sternum. So this works really well for those. I'm a side sleeper, you guys. So for those lines that I get when I sleep on my side, I really love this device for that. And I've noticed a big difference in my neck. Just even the overall appearance of the skin, right? The overall appearance of the skin is great. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this to the EMS, and I think I need to get off of here pretty soon. Oh my God, let's see if this is gonna do it. Usually when I do this EMS on my neck, I'll get like a little spastic thing. I'm new here in your beautiful community. Well, welcome to my world. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter. I will be here again tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'm going to be doing microneedling, a full demo on my knees with the Dr. Penn MH. So make sure that you guys are here at 11. That live will be posted to my subscribers only. So if you have not subscribed, you guys, it's a way for you guys to get one-on-one coaching in a group chat with exclusive content. And if you've got pressing questions and you can't, you say, I don't really want to do a one-on-one for $249. Join for $4.99 for the subscription. And then, if it doesn't work for you, or you've asked all of the questions that you could ask in that month, and you're like, I think I'm just going to hop off for a little bit, then you get out of it. It's no pressure, but it is a way for you guys to get all of your questions answered. So make sure before I jump off of here that you invite your 3 people to be in the drawing for this amazing glycolic glow treatment. So this is a chemical peel, a 4% glycolic acid chemical peel. So once I post this, you guys tag your 3 people there as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 11. Wait, first time watching you live. You're so, oh my God. I'm 55, and you know what? I feel fantastic for 55. So it's not just about what you look like. It's because health comes from the inside out and the outside in. I can tell how healthy somebody is by looking at their skin. What's their biological age versus their chronological age, what's really going on. And so if you're really taking care of yourself from the outside in, but also you're doing what you need from the inside out, meaning you're taking your collagen, you're eating a predominantly plant-based diet, you're kind of taking out all of that processed food, you're drinking a lot of water, you're sleeping, you're exercising, you're grounding. There's a lot that goes into healthy aging, you guys. This is just our largest organ. This is the organ that is outward facing. And that's why I spend so much time on it, because I know that what faces outward for us, we're human beings, what we present to the world, if we are not 100% like, I'm doing the best I can and I feel great right now, it changes what you do with the day. It does. Changes who you see, changes if you go out to dinner with friends. It changes what you do with the day. That's the master's in psychology. That's what I have. So I'm a holistic nutrition and health coach. I have a master's in psychology. I'm also a gerontologist, which I just graduated from USC. So there's a lot going on. So that's why I focus on inside out and outside in when it comes to healthy aging. One of my daughters just jumped on and said, "Go mama." I'm about to get off of here, Nadia. So if you want to invite 3 friends, you'll be in the drawing for a glycolic acid peel. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump off of here. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for a full microneedling demo on my knees. Okay, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys later.